Hey, hi, hello, good morning. It is January 8th, 2026. I will be posting my other YAPs from earlier this week, including yesterday's YAP today. I took a break yesterday, being at the epicenter of yet another flashpoint, yet another inflection point. Hang on, I gotta restart this. Being at the epicenter of yet another flashpoint is something to hold, and I don't like my grief and pain and anger is nothing compared to the families that have lost loved ones, the families that have lost people that have been deported. Hang on. I don't know what Instagram's deal is with the Edits app and Meta, but it keeps turning off. I have turned my thing to never, so we should not have this problem for the rest of this. The first thing I want to lift is that there is going to be a press conference rally at 1 p.m. today at 300 South 6th Street here in Minneapolis. That's 1 p.m. Central Time, calling for the arrest of the agent who shot and killed Renee yesterday. What I do want to lift here that I haven't lifted on Instagram and the other platforms that I've been posting to. It is a lot to hold. And, we've been exploring in these chats a bit about, the gatekeeping and like certain communities gatekeep it, and like how all communities tend to gatekeep certain things. And, I've seen the posts of don't you say her name, don't say rest in power because she was a white woman and that's reserved for Black people. And I do have the utmost respect for that. And I think this is a nuanced conversation about it. And it'll be interesting to see how that progresses. I just quite frankly, don't think that the minute afterwards is the minute to be fighting about what words we're using, and who they quote unquote belong to, because frankly, words don't belong to anybody, right? It's part of the English language, and the gatekeeping is simply a false manifestation or false power. It's like a false power moment. It's a false power thing. The gatekeeping is something that it feels like if you just keep your community to yourself and don't allow anybody else to utilize your words and your culture, then your community is safe. Your community is powerful. And I'm not entirely sure that is true when simultaneously we're saying that we are all one and we are all suffering and we are all, we all need to be free, and nobody is free until we're all free. And, we've talked about how oppression, those that are oppressed sometimes become the oppressors, like Israel, right? And how that plays into white supremacy and colonization and imperialism and all of that. And I understand, I get it, I really do. And I'm also just very much in that 40,000 foot view of how is this helping, how is this actually helping our fight to liberation when we're going to need everyone, but we're also simultaneously too busy policing people that we feel like have been in power and policing their language. I'm not sure that is particularly helpful. Again, I do, I felt similarly. I saw somebody post it and I was like, okay, but this isn't a Black person, right? But then I'm like, yes, rest in power to her. Yes, we need to say her name, and we need to say all of their names, all the people who have been murdered under a state order, essentially, or by a state official, quote unquote, because these people, ICE is not really a official. So yeah, I'm contemplating that this morning. I guess the other thing that I will lift here is that yesterday I realized that I have been numbing out on a lot of these cases that have happened in the last, a lot of these murders that have happened in the last, 2-3 years. And now it's right back on our doorstep. And it's not that it hadn't been on our doorstep at any point in the last 3 years, but it was a little bit easier to sort of turn an eye to it. And now it's not again. And so, you know, those of us that have been active but yet inactive, welcome back to the table. Those of you that are new, welcome to it. And I will close with, let's go get free. Let's go get free. That's a Brittany Packnett Cunningham saying that she does at the end of the podcast. And yeah, I just think that stay the course. Stay the course. And believe that there can be a liberated society. I will see you all later. There are a bunch of protests. I am posting to my stories as well as my Facebook page. Be safe. If anybody's asking you to RSVP, please don't RSVP. Anonymity is the thing at protests. So please don't do that. But y'all know safety if you're going to protests. So, and if you don't, make sure that you are talking to someone who has experience in protests, and or looking that up for yourself to keep yourself safe, as well as any community that you are bringing. Love you all. I hope you breathe today. Make sure you honor your feelings, and I will see you next time.